We have been discussing ways to study the past through a variety of sources available to us. While research is a valuable tool to learn more about the experiences of the nation in our history, there exist venues where we can experience history, and these are through historical shrines and museums. These venues for living history provide us a certain level of authority and trustworthiness that could impact the way we view the past. Through interacting with the World War II rifle or close of a Filipino hero, we can better imagine the past beyond the mere letter or words we read and painstakingly memorize. These tangible objects are reconstructions of the past. Experiencing these artifacts are next best thing to actually being there when a particular event happened or historical person lived. So these tangible objects are the reconstructions of the past. So like for example, through interacting with a World War II rifle or close of the Filipino hero, we can better imagine things beyond our imagination because as a matter of fact it gives us a sense of authority and trustworthiness. So by interacting with these artifacts, we cannot just learn history through merely reading books, but we can also learn history through experiencing history itself, when we feel it, when we see it, and when we internalize these historical sites. They say historical shrines and museums serve as portals to the past, but one must also take note that visiting a museum entails preparation. Okay, so ano bang dapat nating gawin before visiting a certain historical site? So first and foremost, it is very crucial to gain a prior knowledge about the place you're bound to visit. So by doing a background research or background reading, we can better understand what to expect and we can situate ourselves into the national context. In fact, it can make our experience more meaningful and more respectful. So you may ask kung ano pang dapat natin gawin upon arriving in a specific historical site. So first things first, we must also look for the historical markers. And these markers should be installed by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines or NHCP, or formerly known as the NHI National Historical Institute. These markers ensure that the site it is located is indeed of historical and cultural value to the nation. Instructors may provide handouts or worksheets and usually require reflection papers after visits. Students must carefully read captions or text accompanying the artifacts or monuments, and may also take photographs to help retain information for written outputs. So meaning to say, it is advisable daw na magbasa-basa yung mga students or learners in specific historical sites in order for them to retain information, because usually is nagbibigay yung mga instructors ng mga reflection paper after ng visit nila sa isang place or isang historical site. Now, it is very important talaga na magbasa tayo ng mga text or mga captions na naka-accompany doon sa isang specific artifact or a specific monument. Therefore, it is very pivotal in learning history. It allows us to process what we've learned on the day of our visit. It helps us to develop critical thinking, not just what really happened on our visit on a specific historical site, but also it helps us to understand why our visit really matters. Shrines and museums are a lot more interactive now, aided by the available technology. So take the chance to participate in these interactive opportunities to experience history firsthand. watch videos, listen to sounds, and most importantly, enjoy the experience. This is also a great chance to analyze artifacts, since artifacts are also texts open to interpretation, reading, criticism, and evaluation. In conclusion, historical shrines and museums allow us to move beyond just memorizing facts. It lets us experience past firsthand. It reminds us to prepare with prior knowledge, to observe with curiosity, and to reflect with understanding. Through these experiences, we don't just study history, but we live it, we honor it, and most importantly, we become part of it. Furthermore, these first-hand experiences make historical learning more realistic for us, and research also shows that learning by experiencing aids with retention of learning later in life, compared to just merely reading history textbooks, which we may barely recall in the future.